Hello, this is MemeAnalysis, and today we're going to be looking at the recent black hole memes and analyzing their relation to a few different ideas: sexuality, magic, and hyperstition. Hope you enjoy. Sex. So to start, I really don't have to prove how sexual the image of the black hole is. Almost a majority of the memes are about the black hole photo being an asshole or being a phallic eye, like in Sauron, a one-eyed fiery phallus. But generally we are given a very clear image of this cosmic orifice. And what else could this orifice be but sexual? I think it highlights the nature of physics and of astronomy as intrinsically human, intrinsically unconscious, that we really can't escape from the human bias that is inherent in all observation, especially in something as alien to us as a black hole. If there was such a thing as a black hole, would it really be something that is so similar to old human art, human ideas, human shapes, and so on? Magic. So to give an idea of why the black hole as an asshole is already essentially magically true, we can see the tarot card. The tarot card, the universe, is representative of Saturn, and the two signs, the zodiac signs that it rules, are Capricorn and Aquarius, and the cards are the Devil and the Star. So we very clearly get a black, evil, consuming star, the collapsed star that the black hole supposedly is. To flesh it out even further, I will give you some ancient descriptions of the black sun, which is known as Saturn traditionally. Saturn is a black star, anciently reputed a maleficus. Dragons, serpents, scorpions, vipers, renards, cats, night cats, creatures of the night, and so on. Remarkably enough, Saturn's animals also include the ass, which on that account was rated a theriomorphic form of the Jewish god. A pictorial representation of it is the well-known mock crucifixion on the Palatine. As we have indicated, the ass is sacred to the Egyptian Set. In the early texts, however, the ass is the attribute of the sun god, and only later became an emblem of the other underworldly Apep and of evil, Seth. So, do we not very clearly right there, we get the black hole, the black sun, as evil, Saturn as this evil god, but also as an ass. So it makes perfect sense that the black sun is seen as an asshole. I mean, it sounds ridiculous. It sounds like we're kind of projecting, or that we're just taking these ideas and pushing it onto something scientific, high and truthful. But what I'm getting at is that these texts, these images, are ancient, and we have to take the radical approach, which is seeing that the ancients were honest and truthful, not deluded and mad. That science has an intrinsic and deep, meaningful relationship with religion, with the unconscious, with the occult. We can't just disregard centuries, millennia of imagery, of poetry, for the sake of a few psychologically biased observations. I think that we have to really pay attention to what images influenced science. I mean, you can look at DNA as a double helix. You can look at atoms, and you can see their origin in religious art and in compasses. There are so many observations to be made, so many synchronistic and hyperstitional relations. It is not mere coincidence. The golden asshole of Saturn, of the black sun, of the black hole, is, while it's already sexual, without there being a magical association, the sexuality is based even further upon these magical attributions. Saturn. As a supplement to the Saturnian imagery, I thought it would be worthy to just explain the gods Saturn and Kronos for a quick second. Saturn is kind of the initial father god. He is a titan, and he has children. They are the Athenian gods. They are the Olympian gods. But he eats them. He's terrified of losing power, so he eats all of his children. And he's also the god of time, which is seen as the great devourer, the destructor of everything. So we have Saturn as a black sun, as a black hole, as a devouring god. So doesn't it make perfect sense in this mutual relationship that black holes, which share a lot of the similar imagery, would be a devouring, consuming force in the cosmos? Again, I think this synchronistic relationship is very, very observable if you pay attention to a few of the older sources of symbolism and of meaning. Synchronicity. To further what I've just talked about, I'm going to give a few of the important lines that Jung has on synchronicity. This is from the Spirit Mercurius, in which he is looking at the 5 types of phenomena. And at his 5th level, after having talked about animism, paganism, Christianity, and this reductive scientific dogma, he establishes the psychoanalytic view of magical or supernatural phenomena, which is that it is simultaneously an unconscious projection while also being materially substantial. So here's a bit of it. A 5th level, however, which is bound to take a quintessential view of the matter, wonders about this conjuring trick that turns what began as a miracle into a senseless self-deception, only to come full circle. Like the boy who told his father a made-up story about 60 stags in the forest. It asks, but what then was all the rustling in the woods? The 5th level is of the opinion that something did happen after all. Even though the psychic content was not the tree, nor a spirit in the tree, nor indeed any spirit at all, it was nevertheless a phenomenon thrusting up from the unconscious, the existence of which cannot be denied if one is minded to grant the psyche any kind of reality. And then further in Synchronicity, which is a key to a lot of this, he discusses magical understanding. Let's see. The experimental method of inquiry aims at establishing regular events which can be repeated. Consequently, unique or rare events are ruled out of account. Moreover, the experiment imposes limiting conditions on nature, for its aim is to force her to give answers to questions devised by man. Every answer of nature is therefore more or less influenced by the kind of questions asked, and the result is always a hybrid product. The so-called scientific view of the world, based on this, can hardly be anything more than a psychologically biased, partial view, which misses out all those by no means unimportant aspects that cannot be grasped statistically. So we see there, and in Jung's work on UFOs, the mutual relationship between fantasy, unconscious fantasy, images, archetypes, and real material phenomena, observed phenomena. There is a link. So when I say, oh, the black hole that we've just taken a photograph of is characterized by being the ancient Saturnian black sun, or by being an asshole, a sexual image, it is not lessened. It is not me devaluing science. It is me saying that there is more to science than we think. There is more to our observations than we think. We have to examine the unconscious in scientific dogma. We cannot just expect there to be objective truth, even discoverable truth. There's always going to be a mutual relationship between the observer and the observed. That is really the essential lesson of synchronicity and of hyperstitional fiction and fantasy becoming truth. So, just like with the Queen, look out for memes that began as fantasy and have come into being truth. Remember, memes matter.